Hi, this is Annalisa. It is Friday today, and it's 11:43 p.m. in San Diego. Um, I just wanted to shoot a video because I felt like I haven't done a video in a while, and the last videos that I did were on personal development. I'm still so into personal development and will be forever, but I guess I'm not reading a strictly personal development book right now. Um, it's more about like how to interact with other people and just connect with them. Here's the book that I'm reading. So, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Um, it's a great book so far. I've learned a lot. I think I'm very much of a people person. And I don't know, I just really like talking to people and learning about them. And it's really interesting what I've learned so far in this book that will help you, what the title says, How to Win Friends and Influence People. So let me just give you some little golden nuggets from the book so far. Let's see. Oh, okay. So, the first part of the book, these are the 3 takeaways that you should get from the first part. 1. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. 2. Give honest and sincere appreciation. 3. Arouse in the other person an eager want. And these are known as the fundamental techniques in handling people. Now, the reason that I'm reading this and why handling people is just so important is that's what your business is. Your customers are people. They shouldn't be looked at as just dollar signs or numbers. They're people like you and me, and they deserve to, be treated properly and appreciated by you, especially, if they're giving you their business. That means, they're giving it to you instead of someone else in their company that may be one of your competitors. So definitely show your appreciation towards them. But actually, this principle one, don't criticize, condemn, or complain, that is something that I actually learned from other previous personal development type books. Particularly, it was actually in The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, except it was a little bit different. In that book, it was 3 things. So don't complain, don't complain, don't blame, and don't justify. So that was from The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. I just love that. After I read that, I started catching myself doing that a lot, and it was just really great to be able to make light of it and catch myself so I could correct it and improve myself for the future. And after I started catching myself enough, I started doing it less and less. I still do it every now and then, but the goal is to do it as much as 0. I don't even want to be blaming other people. I need to be taking responsibility as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, for everything that happens in my life and along my journey. Let's see. Let's go ahead and skip to the next part of the book. Now, this one I actually have really enjoyed as well. Part 2 is focused on 6 ways to make people like you. Now, this isn't necessarily to unethically manipulate people. Although I'm sure people may use some of these concepts in that way to, do something that's not right, like, steal their money for something where they're not, like, giving actual value to the customer. But I'm not using it in that way. I just want to improve my people skills for my business, and I want to give my customers as much value as possible. So, let's go over some of the principles that I've learned so far. So, principle 3 in part 2 of the book is remember that person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. Now, this is really interesting because I think most of us know that we think about ourselves the most, and we think of ourselves, as the most important thing in our life. We're the center of our own universe, which makes total sense. I mean, it's about survival, right? It's the natural instinct of survival. But how this plays in a social situation is that when you actually remember someone's name, let's say a customer, out of 1,000 customers that you have, they will just be so touched, like, you actually remembered their name, and maybe even associated, things about themselves, like what their husband's name is, if they have any kids, what their business is about. They will just be so appreciative if you can connect with them on that kind of a personal level. But first, that starts with a person's name. Now, I know for a lot of people, remembering names is not the easiest thing. I know for me, sometimes even after I meet someone at a party or something, I'll forget their name right away. But this is actually a skill you can work on. And one of the ways that some people in here did that was that they actually went to lengths to remember these names by, 1, repeating it to themselves, the name to themselves in their head. 2, going home, writing it down, because anything that you write down actually does help you learn and remember whatever concept or word it is. And then also trying to associate part of their name with something unique about that person. So not only do you remember the name easier, but you also remember something more personal about them that you can connect with them later on a deeper level than just their name. And one of the people that the author does talk about a lot is President Roosevelt. Now, I didn't know too much about him. You learn about presidents and history throughout grade school and stuff, but you really don't get to have the opportunity to learn, like, deeper, like, about that person and how their personality actually was. But apparently, Franklin D. Roosevelt, he was one of the nicest people, it sounds like. He, talked to everyone just like, they were his friends. Even, the lowest ranked helper in the house, the maids and the landscapers, he was on a personal, like, first name basis with all of them, and he was even interested in how one of, I believe, the maids actually made, she made, like, a special food. I think it was some kind of sweet, and he remembered that she made it and said that he had missed that she hadn't made it for a while, and he hadn't had it, and so she made it for him again, and he just so appreciated it. Let me see. I love this example in here where there was the situation where this salesperson, they called a customer who I guess had a somewhat difficult name. I can relate to this from my last job. I came across a bunch of different kind of weird oddball names. So in this story, the customer's name was Mr. Nicodemus Papadoulos. Now apparently this customer always had other people like mispronouncing his name in some way or another, but this particular salesperson was able to like pronounce his full name correctly, and the customer was just so happy. Like, he was so shocked. And it just goes to show, like, remember people's names and remember how to pronounce it correctly. Create that personal connection with them. Let's see. Okay, well, I think that's it for President Roosevelt and talking about names. Now, another great takeaway that I had was basically like how to be a good listener. I know like you've probably heard this being an active listener. It's really important to do that if you want the other person in the conversation to be interested in you as well and to enjoy that activity of, exchanging ideas. So practice being an active listener, meaning you're asking the person you're talking to, like, about something specific they told you. Basically, you want to encourage others to talk about themselves. This is one great way for you to get other people to like you, and want to make friends with you, and this is just great in general. Like, it'll help you kind of pinpoint the type of customer you want to target in the future as well. You'll get to learn, what are their fears, what are their strengths, weaknesses, in their opinion, and use that in your targeting, like I said, in your marketing targeting for the future. And just, like I said, connect with your customers. Connect with them like, they were your friends, but maybe a little bit more professionally in your speech. And that's the advice that I have so far from reading this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I am at page 94, so about to start chapter 6, and just loving it. Like I said, I love talking to people. I love getting to know, like, their stories, and I'm looking forward to see, like, how I can improve what I currently do to not only, get more people through what our process is in our business to success, but possibly just create good relationships with people. So I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are too, and I hope you got at least something out of this video. I'm still working on my video skills, so hopefully it's not too painful to watch this, but I'm certainly enjoying the process of making them, and hopefully getting better and more confident in each video. Alright, see you next time. Thanks.